Remember that I said the subnet mask tells us how many bits we have in the subnet? Look at this here. This subnet mask is written in 255.255.255.0. What that means is the last octet is this one. All of its bits are off. The second octet is like this. The third octet is exactly the same as the first, and the second octet is the same as the first. When all of the bits are on, that means you don't have any possibility of having IP addresses anymore. When all of the bits are off, that means you can turn all of them on. Imagine that you turn all of your bits on. What number is this equivalent to? 255. You understand? So if you have the option to turn all of your bits on, that means you have 255 IP addresses in your network, plus the address of the network itself. Every network has an address that represents them. So you have 255 here, plus the address of the network, that makes it 256. The rules of IP say two things. First, no device shall ever use the IP of the subnet. That is the first IP in the subnet. And it also says no device shall ever use the last IP in the subnet. This is called the broadcast address. The network address tells us the address of the network. But the broadcast address itself, it tells us the address that we can send traffic to if we want all devices to receive it. It's a broadcast. If we send it there, all devices will receive it. Okay, very good. So if you have the possibility to turn bits on to be equivalent to 255, that means you have 255 plus the network address, that makes it 256. Let's say you didn't have 255. You had the possibility of turning bits on. Let's say over here, your subnet mask was 255.255.255, that 128. So we already know how to write 128. 128 would be written that way, right? 0 here, and that is exactly 128. So what do you have here? You have the possibility of turning enough bits on here to give you 127. And you're going to add the subnet address to that to make it 128. So here, if that's your subnet mask, that means you have 128 possible IP addresses in this network. Why? That is because the number of bits that are off, if I turn all of them on, I will have exactly 127. If you don't believe that, just add these numbers here, and it will give you exactly 127. And then you have to add to that the network address to make it 128. Let's say as well that I didn't have 128 here. Let's say I had 192. 192 would be this. And what I would have here would be 63. If I turn all of these bits on, I would have now 63. And I would add the network address to it to make it 64. So that's the idea of the subnet mask, and that's the reason why it is important for you to understand the binary number system before you can understand the reason for the subnet mask and how it helps you.